Hey friend, before we dive into today's podcast episode, I want to let you know that today doors are open to Elevate University, which is the #1 online membership for new entrepreneurs like you to help you navigate the emotional and mental journey of building a business so you can learn to get out of your own way and achieve breakthrough results in your business without all the drama. It's like a gym membership, but instead of working out your biceps, you're working out your brain and you are cultivating a mindset with confidence and building and implementing the systems your business needs from the start. To learn more and take advantage of an early bird offer, you can head on over to shediditherway.com/elevate. Again, it's shediditherway.com/elevate, ELEVATE. I can't wait to see you inside. This year's 4th annual She Did It Her Way Summit is taking place on October 24th, 2020, and early bird tickets are now on sale. This year's one-day virtual summit with a Friday evening kickoff is all about the journey from corporate cubicle to being your own boss and sharing that it doesn't have to be hard and overwhelming and complicated. We've sat down with hundreds of entrepreneurs to learn their journey and story all about how they started a business while working full-time, replaced their corporate income, and made their ultimate leap. This year's summit, we've simplified that process and we are bringing you the most relevant and important trainings during this one-day event. So friend, if you are listening to this and you have that business idea, you maybe even don't even have that business idea, but you are on the cusp of knowing that you want to work for yourself and become your own boss, and you are looking to 2021 to be your year, it is time. It is time to give yourself permission to take your very next best step and to sign up and attend this one-day epic event that is happening, and it's all virtual. You get access to all the replays if you can't make the trainings the day of, or even some of the trainings as well. We've made it super accessible, and I'm telling you that this is life changing. This will change your life if you let it. And I want you to be there. And I want this to be the pivotal point in your 2020 that when you look back, you're like, I'm so glad I did that. So you can head on over to shediditherwaysummit.com to learn more and to get your early bird ticket today. Welcome to the She Did It Her Way podcast, where it's all about making the ultimate leap from your 9 to 5 and building a business and life you love, all while doing it your way. I'm your host, Amanda Boleyn. Let's get started. Let me tell you, getting started on your business idea is no small feat. Starting a business is no small feat. One of the first things that you have to do is get past that mental drama that is taking place in your head. And to be quite frank and honest, it rarely does it ever fully go away. Yes, it is something that over time you really start to understand how to use your thoughts and what goes on in your brain as a way to fuel your actions in a productive manner versus your thoughts spinning out. And in today's podcast episode, I want to talk to you about how to take action on your business idea when you feel stuck and don't know where to start. I'm also going to be diving into some of key scenarios and some things that you can do even when you've started your business. So if you're tuning in and you've already started your business, but sometimes you feel like you're stuck, today's episode is still going to be very helpful for you because I'm going to share some things that you can do when you're in your scenario. But honestly, a lot of the things that I'm going to share are going to be these are going to be tools that you can use in any phase of going through and starting your business. Now, maybe you're listening to this episode and you have the dream that you've always wanted to work for yourself and be your own boss. You're just not sure what it is that you want to do. Maybe you're listening to this podcast episode and you know exactly what it is that you want to do, what you're passionate about, but for some reason you can't just get yourself into action. The motivation's there and the inspiration's there, but you're just like, how do I take action? What is that next step? And maybe you're listening to this podcast episode and you're already running your business full time. You're in that first year and a half, and you still find yourself in times of getting stuck and really overwhelmed by like, what do I focus my time on? Whereas before it was like, how do I get started? What do I focus on? And now it's like, Well, I'm already kind of started, but I'm a little overwhelmed because I have so much to focus on and so many priorities. So, in today's episode, I'm going to unpack all three of these scenarios and help you and provide some actionable things that you can do to get unstuck so that you can take your very next best step. Okay. So, let's start with the first camp and scenario where you know that you want to work for yourself. You're just not sure exactly what type of business you want to start or to channel, or like how to channel the creative energy you have in a way that is productive. Meaning you might find yourself all day at your corporate job working away and then simultaneously dreaming of being able to work for yourself and be location independent and not have to be in a job that you don't necessarily love. And so you come up with all these creative ideas and things that you're passionate about, and it consumes you, but in a way where you're inspired, but you're still at this loss of which one do I actually pursue and how do I get started with this? Like, what is that next step? So maybe you think, okay, I could create graphics, I could build a website, I can write copy, I can edit, I can do all these things. But the challenge is that when you're in this scenario and you're in this camp, you have so many ideas, you're just not sure which one to focus on and invest your time and energy into, that you end up choosing none of them. And then you find yourself in this closed loop of, well, I'm not even taking action. Like, I'm at the same place I was 3 months ago. And you really kind of catch yourself and you're kind of spinning out in that scenario. So if this is you and you're in the stage, I shouldn't say I want you to, but here's what I recommend. I recommend creating a list of all the possible things that you could do, or the ideas and inspiration and passions that you have. It could be a list with 5 things on it. It could be a list with 20 things on it. You're going to go through each of the things you've listed out and identify and rate them on the following. And you're going to rate them always on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 being the highest, right? So on a scale from 1 to 10, how excited do I feel about this idea? And you do that with all of the things that you have on your list. The reason why this is important is because the more you're excited about it, the more you're going to be able to allow your emotion to carry you through the times when what you're doing maybe isn't the most exciting thing, right? And if you're excited, that means energetically, as you're working on these things, you're going to continue to feel that momentum because you feel inspired and excited. The second one is on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. How economical and feasible is this idea? Rather put, can I make money from this? And if so, like, what is the potential? Are other people making money, teaching, doing, coaching, whatever it is? And a way that you can check is do a quick internet search or visit a website called upwork.com to browse and see what and if people are getting paid to do what it is that you want to do. So the first question is really testing the emotional excitement test. The second one is the economic feasibility, making sure can you make money with this? And number 3 is, how competent are you in this skill set? Majority of the people that I talk to want to make money fast to replace their income. And in this case, you want to stick with something that you already have a developed skill set for versus having to go out and get extensive training. Now, if you know and you're okay with the timeline of gaining extensive training, so let's say you want to be a life coach and it's a 9-month, 12-month program and you're okay with that, then great. But if you are looking to replace your income and do it fast, then you're going to want to rate based on the existing skill set that you already have. Once you've gone through every single idea and you've asked the 3 questions to every idea, rate them and then add them up and take the ideas that are the most viable in terms of basically what you get is your zone of genius and sweet spot. The sweet spot combines your competency, the economic, and the excitedness of how much it aligns with you. And order them from the highest number to the lowest number and start with the top of the list. That's going to give you clarity on where you can start and the one that makes the most sense. Now, also be aware of that during this time, it's really easy to get shiny ball syndrome. You might start something at the top of your list and find yourself ooh, I'm bored. 30 days in, right? And I'm honestly speaking from my standpoint. Or you might find not that you're bored, but you're kind of wondering, okay, like what else can I do? What else can I do? The challenge with this is that if you start, imagine if you have a bridge and you go to point A to point B, the goal is to build the bridge between the two cities. Or in this case, maybe it's not two cities, but anyway, the point is to build the bridge. What you don't want to do is have 5 different bridges started, but never a fully built bridge. And so stick with the ones that are at the top of the list, most feasible. Now, once you've created that clarity and you've decided which one you're starting with, you begin to move into the second camp, which the second camp is, you know what it is that you want to do, but like how and where do you get started? And this is where a lot of people also get stuck, because starting a business, there are so many things. It's marketing, it's legal, it's finance, it's getting clients, it's selling, it's like everything, right? The biggest advice that I have for you in this phase, in this scenario, is step number 1, find someone who's already doing what it is that you want to be doing. If you want to start a VA business, find someone who is doing what you want to be doing and learn from them. Learn from people who have already proven success and are successful at doing what it is that you want to do. So Abby Ashley, my friend, she started a successful virtual assistant business years ago, and now she teaches women exactly how to do that with her business, that she has an entire course that she teaches women and men all around the world how to start a virtual assistant business. She has an amazing training that you can take. It's called Become a Booked Out VA. You can head on over to shediditherdway.com and go to the free training section and you can check it out. But in this case, what I want you to do is ask yourself, now that you've gotten clarity of what it is, like if you want to go build Squarespace websites, go find someone who has built a Squarespace, who has built a business building Squarespace websites and now teaches other people how to do it. That is step 1. This is the quickest way for the path to success. You want to quit your job, and the best way to do that is find someone who has already done it and model them, which is step number 2, is be willing to make that investment in yourself. So when you find that person, you find that course or that coaching program, I want you to give yourself permission to invest in yourself. I spent years trying to piece together what I thought would work, and I would guess and I would try to do it myself, when I could have invested not only my money, but my energy and my time in learning from someone who had already done what it is that I wanted to do. And if you're someone like me who loves figuring things out and piecing them together, you might find some resistance here, because if you have a personality like mine, we're kind of like always wanted to hack it and we can figure it out. But the truth is that you're going to go like faster and longer just by finding someone who's already proven the model, has a success, and investing in learning from them. Okay. Like if you want to start a blog, learn from someone who has launched a successful blog and now teaching other people to do it. Because if you're in corporate America and you find that you don't have a ton of time outside of your job, then you definitely do not have time to waste not investing in yourself and paying for a course or a coaching program. It is 100% worth it. And it'll also help you accelerate the process of being where you want to be and where you want to go. And not only does investing in a coach or a course demonstrate the willingness to take the next step for you, but it also, more importantly, I believe, gives you a plan for what to do with your time that you do have, right? So whether you are someone who is in the first camp where you don't know what you want to do, or you're in the camp of I know what I want to do, but I don't know how to take action, oftentimes you might find yourself in the same position, where you were 3 months ago, because when you're done with a long day of work in your corporate job and you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to work on my business tonight, I'm going to work on my business, but then you open up the laptop and it's 7 p.m. and you're tired and exhausted, you're like, I don't even know what to do. And so by having a course that you're going through or investing in a coaching program, it actually provides you something to do with your time. So you're not just like lost at what is it that I do. And what I recommend is really breaking down in 30-minute increments what you're going to do with the time that you have, whether it's 2 hours a week or 5 hours a week. But once you have that course or that coaching program, you'll have stuff to do. Then you're going to put it on your calendar and you're going to know exactly what you're going to do every 30 minutes in your time block. And you're more likely to get the work done. And it's not just any work, it's important work, and work that will actually help you accelerate the process of getting out of corporate America and making your ultimate leap, which then leads me to the third step in this this phase. And it could be the most important step. It is the step to commit. And commitment looks like not questioning what you're doing when things don't necessarily go the way that you planned, because they won't go the way that you planned. I promise you that, especially in business. It's really in the beginning, you have to let go of this perfection. Otherwise, it will internalize you and it will actually keep you stagnant and stuck much longer, because things will not go the way that you planned. But the thing that you want to focus on is keep your goals the same, but be flexible with the way you reach the goal and destination. Commit to a time frame that's more than 3 months or 6 months. Commit for at least the next 12 months of your life when it comes to building your business, because if it's a shorter time frame, it's going to be way too easy to pivot and not make real progress, right? So let's say you enroll in a course that's a standalone course, and you take the time to create a plan, and you make a plan for that course, and you commit to the plan. What I mean by create a plan is decide the time and date that you're going to go through the lessons and what you're going to do with them to start them, and when you're going to finish them and by when, and start what you're going to accomplish. Like, start with what you're going to accomplish and commit to doing in the next 2 weeks. So you enroll in this course, then you plan long-term, like, okay, where do you want to be in 12 months? And then bring it closer to you, commit to the 12-month time frame, and then bring it closer to you. And now that you have this course or the coaching program, you're going to have more clarity on, like, where am I going to be in 2 weeks? Where do I want to be in 30 days? And you can work backwards, and you can start planning productively and intently every single week that goes by, and you plan in 30-minute increments so you know exactly what you're going to do. Okay? Now, the third phase of this journey and camp is when you become a full-time business owner, you make your ultimate leap, and it can honestly be it can be really overwhelming, because it can be overwhelming and distracting, because you might find yourself constantly being told, like, you need to do all the things. You got to be on Instagram, you got to be on LinkedIn, you got to be on Facebook, you got to do this, you got to launch this way, you got to get clients this way. And so it's really, really important to limit the consumption of content that you're consuming, because that's when you get overwhelmed and you lose your way. So a couple of things that I recommend, that if you do find yourself in this camp right now where you're a new business owner and you kind of feel like you have all these priorities and you're not sure which one to choose, what I recommend is, one, limiting your consumption. So limit social media intake. Unsubscribe from emails that distract you, and find a coach or a program that you can create that constraint and allows you to only focus on minimal things at a time. Focus on one strategy at a time. So first, make sure that you're taking care of your existing clients. How can you offer up an even better experience for them? Because referral marketing is one of the best, fastest, and cheapest ways to grow your business, because when you do great work, people talk. Then look at your business and identify where your audience hangs out the most, and where do you love to show up, and notice, like, where you're generating most of your leads and revenue and how you're doing that, and focus on what's already working. Because when you're starting a business, it's way too easy to think of all the things and see all the things that are not working. And if you focus on the things that are not working, where your focus goes, your energy flows and your results will show. So if you focus on what's not working, your energy is going there, and then more results will show of what's not working. So you want to focus on what is already working. And another thing that, like, if you find yourself all over the place and you can't really see the next step, and it's because you're overloaded with being told by so many things you must do right now, the key is to remember that everyone is sharing what has worked for them, which definitely means it could work for you as well. And success is picking the method that most aligns with you, your personality, business, and then sticking with that one thing for a long time. There are multiple ways to launch an online program, a digital course, a coaching program, whatever it is. But what you want to do, and you can be successful at any of them, but be really intentional about choosing the one that aligns with you and doing it your way. And it's not just a cheesy tagline of go out and she did it her way, do it your way, but it's really important to do life and business your way and understand what that means and how that feels. Because if you don't, it could be much more challenging. It could be challenging and it could be harder. And so when you do have an option, whether it's in launching or sales or marketing, and you have so many different paths you can go down, be really intentional about choosing the one that aligns with you and so that you can do it your way. To recap, if you're in the stage where you have so many ideas and you're not sure where to start, list them out and rank them. Then when you move to that next stage, if you're already there and you know what you want to do but not sure how to get started, find someone who is already doing what you want to do and is successful at it, and learn from them and invest in yourself. Lastly, the early stages of building a business can be some of the noisiest and overwhelming. Continue to serve your clients, keep it extremely simple, learn from a limited number of people, and fully commit to yourself. Don't forget, early bird tickets are on sale for this year's She Did It Her Way Summit from now until Friday, October 16th. And you can head to shediditherwaysummit.com to get your ticket today. I don't want you to miss this. If you are someone who is in corporate America and you are in either one of these two camps, but also if you've just gone out and made the ultimate leap, so you're in any of the three camps, this event is for you. I've been there. I know how lonely, how challenging it can be. And if this is the first thing that you're going to, like the first step that you're going to do for yourself, this is the best next step that you can take. Tickets are on sale, like I said, early bird till Friday, October 16th. And you get access to all the replays afterwards if you can't make all of them, but you're not going to want to miss this event. Like, let this event be your very next best step and fuel the momentum that you need going into the end of the year and to kick off an epic 2021. I will see you, or I will chat with you in the next episode. Until then, keep doing it your way.
If you enjoyed today's podcast episode, you can head on over to shediditherwaypodcast.com, where you can access the entire vault of She Did It Her Way podcast episodes and more information all about how to make the ultimate leap from your 9 to 5. And if you enjoyed today's episode, I would be so grateful if you headed on over to iTunes and left a review letting me know what you love about the She Did It Her Way podcast. Until next time, keep doing it your way.